Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy Joe CP back here again with another video, and today I'll be going ahead and adding on to the next part 4 of how to learn from a pro, how to adjust from a pro, just in general. It's supposed to be the series of how to learn from a pro, and today we'll be going ahead and breaking down just how to improve your user. I'll give you guys a couple of different steps and tendencies that I do. I feel like a lot of pros do when people ask me like, how do you know to user that, or where do you know to stand in certain formations? What are you guys looking for? So I'm gonna go ahead and just break down a couple of things I see in every formation so that you guys can go ahead and see the tendencies that a pro has when they see certain formations and how they use it. So the number one thing that I would say is about your user is just getting repetition playing the games. The more games that you guys play, the more popular plays that you'll see for people. So you start to get used to what people are going to go ahead and run, like maybe a post that you can man up. I would say you want a user depending on where you blitz. So let's just say you blitz on the left side. Let's say you're running a crossfire, you're send 5. You leave that left side open. The first thing that I'm looking for is there anything quick to that left side of the field. If there is, I'm jumping, I'm committing to that because that's my zone. Anything else, I'm hoping my zone is going to go ahead and play. So I definitely recommend to get your adjustments down too, because you'll feel really, really comfortable with your user when your adjustments are down. Everything else is locked up, and maybe you lock yourself in on a couple of different routes. So let's just say you're playing a lot of coverage. This guy comes out in like trips or something, or I'm playing someone that's coming out in trips or something. The first thing that I'm automatically thinking with my user when I set up, like, let's just say the normal version of Crossfire, is I'm thinking my 3-rec is going to play anything lower. I'm going to put a hard flat over here just because I don't want them to run level sail. You know what I mean? Just so I can go ahead and make sure that running back doesn't go ahead and get that easy table route. And then I'm thinking from there, what can I go ahead and use, or what's going to be open? Well, I know that this 3-rec is going to go ahead and watch this middle of the field. It's going to watch any type of drag. So what I'm going to do is immediately sprint to the right side of the field to watch not only this seam part, because I know that people like to throw, quick seams, but I'm also looking to see if this tight end is going to go ahead and run this corner out for level sales, which means I'm going to be all over it. Now, for example, if I see him running, once he hikes the ball, my eyes immediately are on that tight end, because that tight end's first 2 to 3 steps are going to dictate where I'm going to go for the play. For example, let's just say the tight end is going to go to the left on a drag or something, and I see him cutting towards the left. My user immediately knows that he could probably be in verticals. He could be in that one play that W runs with the really, really deep crossing route, and then the end route across the middle. I don't know the play right now. He could be running any of those combos, like a levels concept or something like that. So I don't want to go ahead and jump that drag. I'm going to be fine with my cloud flag jumping that drag. So then I'm looking to see, is he running PA crossers or not. So if it's PA, I already know it's PA crossers. I'm waiting for my 3-rec to play this second triangle post that's coming across the middle. So I'm just going to watch this crosser. But if it's not PA and I see a drag or something like that, I'm assuming it's going to be maybe a post route like verticals, or maybe they motion somebody over and they're going to hit a post route on me or something like that. So I don't even watch that. But let's just say it's not. Let's just say I see him running straight. I'm looking for only 2 things. I'm looking for a corner route, or I'm looking for a I'm looking for a corner route, or I'm looking for a streak. So immediately I'm all over that tight end. So like I said, I like to pinpoint like 1 or 2 guys for every formation that I'm looking at to see what they're gonna do and how it's gonna dictate what my user is gonna do. So for trips tight end, I'm definitely looking at for the most part just the tight end. I'm trying to see, okay, is he gonna run a drag? Because then I know what most plays people are gonna run with drags. Most setups that people are gonna run. Or if he's gonna run a streak, I know what plays people are gonna run. Or if he's gonna run like a corner route, I know what most people are gonna run too. So I feel like your adjustments as well, like I said, make you feel super, super comfortable. I know that I don't ever have to run to that running back, because I know that hard flat is going to run that running, it's going to have that right side of the field. I know that this 3-rec is going to watch the middle of the field. So once I see something with the tight end, like a streak, I don't have to run back down to watch a drag or something, because I know that 3-rec is going to play that. And if you guys don't know how, what plays have 3-recs, and how to shade 3-recs correctly, I would definitely go ahead and check out my last YouTube video. Which was just more about adjustments and 3-recs and shading, and just how to get stuff to play post like that, like I just said. So going into the next formation, if I'm playing something that's against like bunch, for example, the first person that I'm keying in on, really I'm not really keying in on anything when I'm running bunch. Bunch is a little bit different, and that's why I was going to go ahead and say don't take those tips that I just gave you for that one formation and run it exactly into a game for everything. Don't key on just the tight end, because it doesn't always work. Now when I'm playing bunch, I'm going to run DB fire, and I'm gonna go ahead, make my adjustments for DB fire or whatever. And the first thing I'm really looking about when I'm using bunch, or like, when I'm playing someone that's running bunch, I'm looking at these first, that bunch side receiver. I have the bunch side receivers, and I'm trying to see, is he doing anything with them? What route combos do I usually know that people run? If I see that tight end block, then I know more than likely there's going to be a post in the middle of the field. There's going to be some type of, like pat sail coming from the left side of the field. And that's another thing that I definitely would recommend for you guys to do, is if you guys really do want to play competitive Madden or just get better at the game, look at a couple of playbooks in the game. Just break stuff down, and I'll go ahead and show you guys. You guys don't know how to get to playbooks after the games, after the rest of this lab session that I'm doing with you guys. Basically just, look at different playbooks, see what plays are in different playbooks, because you can see if someone runs pat sail versus you, there's only 2 playbooks they could be running, and their bunch is way different than West Coast. But if they're running mesh post, then mesh post is only in West Coast, and that there's only certain plays, which just makes your user feel way more confident about what they have to use and what plays they don't have to use her. Because I'm trying to see, okay, do I have to use her pat sail, or do I have to use her mesh post, which are 2 totally different plays, or do I have to use her verticals, or what they use her? So it really just is depending on who you're playing, what adjustments they use. And from there, that's why I say adjusting is so big, because your user is going to feel way more confident on your adjustments. If your adjustments are covering most of the field and you tell your user to use one part of that field, you're going to feel really, really confident seeing that all your zones are playing exactly what they need to play. So, like I said, that's what another thing about using, like I said, with your mindset is, you're just looking at certain players, trying to see their first couple of steps to get their first boost. When you're blitzing, I'd say definitely stick to your zone at all times. And when you're usering, I know sometimes you guys like bite down. When you guys are using posts and stuff, and you guys bite down for those drags, don't bite down for the drag. There's no point in doing that. I know you guys want to, it makes sense, because you guys are trying to see if you guys can bait them. There's no way you guys are baiting them. You guys are 50 billion yards away. Stick on the post and make the person take the drag. I see people do that all the time, and it gets me angry. I'm like, why are you doing that? What's the point of that? You think you were going to teleport, super flash, run all the way over there to catch the ball? Like, no, you weren't going to get all the way over there. So don't give up 50 yards just because you thought you could go ahead and make a spectacular Superman play. So that's another thing for sure. But yeah, it comes down to just watching what people run, knowing the popular stuff, and once you know the popular stuff, you'll know what you need to run for. Like when I'm running against bunch and I'm blitzing, for example, I know that tight end's going to be on the flat. So let's just say I'm using that. I like to blitz from the left side. I like to blitz from the bunch side because the running back's not on that side. And if they want to motion the running back to that side, that's going to take away a motion, which is going to hurt bunch for sure, and they're not going to do that. I like to blitz from that bunch side to make sure they block that tight end. When I'm running DB fire, I overload that side. And if I see the tight end ever in the flat, I'm jumping. You know what I mean? So it's stuff like that. I feel like you have to get comfortable just playing a lot of games. And that's why I tell you guys, like, who cares about your record? At the end of the day, you're just trying to get better at the game. It doesn't matter how you got there. If you make a tournament, it doesn't matter how you got there. It just matters that you got there. So just play as many games as you possibly can, because I feel like people definitely treasure their record way too much. Even I do a lot. And you have to realize that it's just reps at the end of the day. It's free reps, and you need as many as you possibly can get. So even if you're in a slump, even if you're playing bad, you need to keep playing, and don't be scared to stop playing and get into practice, because practice mode isn't going to help you with it's not going to help you with your user, your repetition, knowing when people running, playing the top stuff. And I know a lot of you guys complain about playing bunch, but how about you just go ahead and lock it down? You know what I mean? If you guys can go ahead and lab, get your adjustments together, get your user together, know what people are running. People are running bunch, know your difference between at sail defense and West Coast defense. Then you'll know, you'll get way better at the game. It's just stuff like that. And I feel like that's what pros do. They just know. I know when someone comes on to certain trips tight end, what formation, like just because if the tight end's off the line, on the line, the way the running back is, I know what plays they don't have and what plays they can have. And then when I play somebody, I know their tendencies as well. I mean, that's a little bit different because I'm playing pro players, so I get to watch them. Even when you're playing head-to-head, if you see someone come out in bunch, you just have to know, okay, this is what pro players run. This guy's probably going to run something like that. So I just wanted to go ahead and drop this video to give you guys just, a little insight on what we do as a user, what stuff we like to do. A couple, user tips. Tell me, how do you guys go ahead and get better at usering? Also, of course, I like to put my user in a QB spy. because if you blitz with your user, it has nothing to do with speed, but when you blitz with your user, you have a little bit less control. They drag you in for a second when you're blitzing because they make you actually do what you do, you know, like in your player. And when you QB spy, it just lets you immediately like break to the ball. So that's why I put my guy in a QB spy. I recommend that as well. Another thing for users, the best users in the game are like Sean Taylor. If you guys are running dollar, if you guys aren't Deion Jones, I wouldn't use your bar because he's too slow this year. I'll use like kind of more fast and agile guys. If you guys don't get to the ball immediately, definitely make sure to hit stick and strip, which is RB, and the right stick up as well. And of course, make sure your ball hawk is on, because I know some people ask me, do you like, you know, like their settings do reset, so make sure your ball hawk is on. And for people that are asking about not getting user animations this year, I feel like everyone doesn't. You know, it's just a little bit of a bug in the game. But I would recommend just in general not holding Y anymore. I usually just tap Y at the end of the play. So I definitely go ahead and do that. Don't hold Y. It makes no sense to hold Y the whole entire play, because you're either going to get a bad timing user pick, or you're not going to get any animation at all. So yeah, hopefully you guys will enjoy the video, man. I'm out. Peace.